Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Sneople at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. From the kids who can cast Fireball now, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Ezra, I'm back.
I'm Helena, I'm also back.
I'm Maddie. I've been here the whole time.
Thank you.
There we go. I would never steal that joke out from underneath you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't
That's
think about it.
Whoever's going last gets the Sam Reich moment.
Oh, see, I was just thinking I was gonna say, like, I'm Maddie. I didn't leave, but and then I was like, true. Oh, wait, there's a joke. Whoa.
Which I only caught like 2 seconds before you made it. I was like, oh, they're setting them up for the Sam. Oh, okay.
I didn't think about
and
that.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good job, everybody.
Nice
Good
work.
job, we did it.
So yeah, we're the gang is back together. I'm excited to listen to the previous episode. I haven't had a chance yet.
It's not out yet because I fucked up.
It will be by the time this episode comes out.
That's true. I took a
That's
vacation.
true.
Yeah, which
I like that.
A good and fun thing to do. I took a podcast vacation, and I feel like I am back and ready to have fun.
I took a vacation that I'm still tired from.
Yeah, it'll do. They will do that.
So, but you know, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're gonna tear each other to shreds, arguing about the definition of what is and is not urban fantasy.
I feel like I'm just gonna argue with this person that's like specific list that I found on the internet.
We'll yes, that is
because this poor guy. His definition is so wide, and I don't mean to be mean to them, but like I'm gonna be like,
want to link this guy because I don't necessarily want to blow up his spot.
I do have some gripes, though, I have to say.
Yeah. We were
I just
arguing
think he's being very
with
generous with the definition.
Each other before recording started, so get ready for that one.
You know what? I just realized I think counts as urban fantasy, even though it's like depending on how much we're counting a city, is fucking Brigadoon, dude.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, fucking hell. Brigadoon!
It's a very mediocre musical.
Oh. Congratulations.
And an amazing Technicolor movie with Gene Kelly.
Hell yeah.
I am also, I apologize to any listeners if you have shit from Brigadoon stuck in your head now. I myself will be trying to get How Are Things in Glockamora out of there with, I don't know, one of those things that the ancient Egyptians used to pull your brain out through your nose.
Evocative.
It's a very fucked movie, but extremely
I'm back, did you miss
enjoyable.
me?
Always.
So, before we end our friendship and creative partnership over the definition of urban fantasy, and why there are so few good urban fantasy visual adaptations.
I'll go.
Is it time? Let us sneep.
Yeah, let's sneep. I'm still watching Bacano, I think is how it is pronounced. I realize it could be Bacano. That sounds stupid, though, so I'm gonna call it Bacano. I started watching Samurai Jack just on a random whim, which I watched as a kid, many people did, but I didn't appreciate how wonderfully visual it is at the time, and also randomly very funny. I was like, oh damn, this show is funny! Awesome!
Nice.
There's parts that don't hold up, but it's still such a treat to look at. It's awesome. Rewatched Dogma. It had been a very long time, and that was part of what inspired this episode. I was like, well, I saw Dogma. We've seen some other things. Let's do urban fantasy. That movie's so good. And then I finally watched Sinners, another super good movie. And I want to talk about it so bad, but I will let you guys go first.
Me or Yuzi?
Huh? Sorry,
I think Helena usually goes first, so...
Yeah. You're next on the
What?
list, dude. I just assumed that we were going
Oh,
with
I
you.
am. Okay, cool. I rewatched Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol because because it's
I gotta
so we're
catch
still in
up to
countdown to
you.
Final Reckoning. Yar, you gotta
I'm
make
so
it.
behind, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, listen, this is a personal choice of me wanting to make the emotional impact
I
of
know.
Dead Reckoning, like not Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning is powerful as possible. So it's not like it is a requirement.
No.
Wait,
They
is
won't,
it
like,
not called
turn
Dead
you away from the
Reckoning?
theater. It's called Final
Is it not
Reckoning.
called-
I have
Like,
been calling
is
it
it-
Dead Reckoning this entire time.
Isn't it Dead Reckoning
Well, you
Part
see,
1?
because Dead Reckoning Part 1 is 7. This is Final Reckoning instead of Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Yeah, I was
which
gonna
is
Oh, as in I already.
It's
Okay,
very
that's the one
funny.
that I already saw. My brain is.
Are
full
they gonna
of
go
fucking
back and
holes.
are they gonna go back and retcon that it's called Dead Reckoning Part 1 and just be like,
You mean like how they did with Thunderbolts? I don't know. Hopefully not. But
What
like,
if they did what with Thunderbolts?
I was gonna say, what did they
What's
do to
Thunderbolts?
Thunderbolts?
oh, it's a whole thing.
Oh, it's an
They're
MCU
like,
thing.
there's like an asterisk and like in the title, and this whole time we've been like, oh, that's interesting. Why is it Thunderbolts with an asterisk? And then they've been like, apparently in the mid-credits scene or what, spoilers for Thunderbolts,
don't
I guess,
give a
but they've
shit.
already spoiled it for you, so like, whatever. Apparently in the mid-credits scene, they revealed the title, which they're calling like the subtitle, but then replacing it as the actual title is The New Avengers.
Oh my
And then
fucking
as like
God.
a publicity stunt, the cast has been like going through and they've been like removing all of the billboard posters and replacing them with posters that say The New Avengers.
Oh my God.
It's extremely silly. But anyway, Tom Cruise would never do that
Tom
to me,
Cruise would
so
never
I
do that to
like.
us.
He's too busy going to the Ghibli Museum with Christopher McQuarrie. So like,
Good for him. I want to go
yeah.
to the Ghibli Museum.
yeah,
I want to go to the Ghibli Museum.
yeah. There's a picture that they took today. It was really cute.
Oh, congratulations.
So I hope they're having fun.
Thanks for being on Cruise Watch, Helena.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
love.
Hey.
I get all of my Tom Cruise news from you.
That's a terrifying thought.
Sorry, man. You
but
put yourself
true.
in that spot.
Well, yeah, he's my most watched actor again so far this year, and this almost halfway
LOL.
through 2025. So, but I mean, part of that is because, of course, I have been rewatching all of them. I also rewatched Rogue Nation this week as well, which is such a good movie about how you'd risk it all for a beautiful woman. And I would. But I also watched Thief, Michael Mann's Thief. Which is like
so bad.
oh my God, man, it's been on my bucket list for ages, and like 5 seconds into it I was like, yep, this is a masterpiece. Let's continue with the next 2 hours.
Continue to
But it like
film.
opens with the Tangerine Dream score, and I was like, fuck me, this is so good. Yeah, it's just, I cried like, you know, like how you do in a Michael Mann movie, apparently.
So true.
Is so moved by it. It's so gorgeous and so good. So fucking good. Anyway, just watch Thief. It's leaving the Criterion Channel at the end of this month, and I
Okay.
think that it's available elsewhere, but like if you wanted
So
to watch it on the
haul-ass.
Criterion Channel, yeah. Which I recommend because I was looking at, there's a site that I sometimes go to for screen caps, and I don't know where they, like what, like Blu-ray they got these caps off of, but I was like, oh, the color grading is sad on this one. Where like I watched on the Criterion Channel, and I was like, this is like, like, you know, it's like,
I do.
it's so teal, and like it's like the way that he uses the color blue in Thief is so gorgeous that I was like, I mean, the way that he uses color in general is very like stylized and deliberate,
Yeah.
and so this color grading made it look kind of like, let's make the colors a little bit less eccentric, and it's like, no, that was intentional. Ugh. Anyway, so watching the Criterion Channel. I also went to see David Cronenberg's new film, The Shrouds, which was a interesting.
Oh yeah, how was
watch.
that? I just saw a trailer for it and I was fascinated.
Yeah, it's a weird one that may shock you to hear, but I thought it was really funny and like interesting, and it made me think some thoughts. I was really moved by the whole premise of it, so it's definitely one where like the stuff was happening where I was like, this is weird even for him. But I, like, looking back on it, I really appreciate it. Guy Pearce, if anybody doesn't know, is in The Shrouds, and he's delightfully weird and disgusting in it. If you need another reason to watch it. I also watched Gold Diggers of 1933, which is another classic on my, very, very long bucket list. That is fantastic. I highly recommend, and you can actually watch it on Internet Archive, so do that, because it's one of those things that's like old enough of a movie that I don't know where it's playing, but you can find it easily for free. It is so much fun, so funny. I was cackling alone in my bedroom at 10 p.m. at night at this 1930s Depression musical. I watched Constantine for reasons. I watched it because it was on Tubi, and I was like, cool, I've never seen it. And there's a lot of hot people in that movie, and that was my main interest in watching it, but also it has some relevancy to tonight's topic.
Accidentally.
Tilda Swinton in that movie. Can I just say something?
Please.
About Tilda Swinton in that movie?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know, man.
Yeah.
That's like what? And that's a movie that has Rachel Weisz in it, so like the look that Tilda is rocking in that had to be powerful for me to be like, whoa, wait, can I just look away from Rachel for 2 seconds? What is happening in this corner over here? It's Tilda Swinton as as Gabriel. Very, 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 very good styling and ideas going on there. Loved that. I watched Night of the Comet, which is a really fun, styly, colorful, silly 80s horror film. Apocalyptic, kind of about zombies, but not really. Highly recommend. That's also on Tubi. Just highly recommend, just if you have a night to just browse Tubi for a little bit and just spend some time there, you'll find some wonderful stuff. And then I also watched Dead Ringers with our friend Leia, friend of the pod Leia, because it also was featured this month on Criterion, and we've been meaning to watch together for a while, so we did that. What a fantastically weird Jeremy Irons performance. A man, one of the only men that I could imagine being horny for himself, so he got cast well in that.
Oh, that's so real, though.
Isn't it kind of, though? It's just, he just has that aura about him. It's an incredible performance, to be clear. An insane performance. But I was like, yeah, I mean, if I were to pick someone, that's who I would have picked. So good job. And I also, last night, I watched The Accountant. Because The Accountant 2 is out. Yeah, I saw The Accountant 2 trailer when I went to go see Sinners. And I was like, is this a sequel to... It's like a sequel to something. What is this a sequel to? This totally passed me by. Because it's like the sequel to the movie The Accountant that I never think about and never hear anybody talk about. But unfortunately, the theme of The Accountant 2 is like, what if it's him with his brother now? And they're doing brother stuff, but also it's an action shoot 'em up movie. And I was like, God damn it. And the way that people are talking about it, I'm like, I actually do want to kind of go and see The Accountant 2 with Ben Affleck and Jon Bernthal. And maybe, just maybe, I want to sit at home and just find The Accountant streaming and watch The Accountant at home. So I did. I have no idea what the fuck was going on in that movie most of the time because I'm bad at math. Unlike our hero, the accountant, played by Ben Affleck. So I didn't know, like, plot-wise, I was like, IDK about this. But the vibes were incredible. By which I mean to say the character stuff from this unexplainedly, like, stacked cast was, like... It was really doing it for me, and I really like Mr. the Accountant, played by Ben Affleck and his brother. I really want them to be happy, and so I'm really excited to check out part 2. Will I go and see it in the theater? That remains to be seen. I do want to watch it, though, and I do want to, like, make it to the Helena Awards next year having watched The Accountant too. So that's my goal in life. And I guess at this point, that's all I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a very achievable life goal that you've set for yourself.
Right, like baby steps, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's important. I had to go back pretty far on this list because it's been a minute, but I had people over for Passover, and by Passover I mean eat food and watch The Prince of Egypt, as I do usually, which was very fun because it was with at least one person who had never seen it, who loved it so much that he went home to his partner and went, "We have to watch this again right now." So shout out to Gil, who watched Prince of Egypt twice in one day. And then for some reason, somebody brought up Monsters, Inc. So we ended up doing a double feature of The Prince of Egypt and Monsters, Inc. A movie that is much funnier than I remembered it being, mostly because I didn't really remember it at all. I rewatched the half of it, which I think I've talked about on this show before. I fucking love that movie. It's really cute. And usually I don't like stuff that's set in high schools, but I make an exception for this movie. I like it a lot. I rewatched Knives Out, which I did like at the time, but I got kind of hype fatigued out of Knives Out. So it was fun to rewatch it with some distance on that. Very fun. The scene where Daniel Craig is very, very, very badly singing along to fucking Follies, took me out. Again.
Gets me every time.
It's really fucking funny. Finished season 2 of Only Murders in the Building. That show is also really good. I have this thing where, like, I have a hard time watching TV, like, by myself. So I have been watching whatever TV my roommate decides that he wants to watch, which is fun. And then my work has been absolutely bug fucking sane, and I've been dealing with it by playing way too much Diablo 4. So much Diablo. I'm having a blast. I just am like, I looked at it and I was like, why have I played like 130 hours of this game? What am I doing with my life?
Crazy.
And then I went back to mulching demons because it requires not a lot of brain power, and I don't have the brain power for actual, like, story-forward video games.
That's fair.
Because my work is just taking up all of my available brain cells. It's fine. It's just really busy. So yeah, that's... Oh, and then I went to go see Sinners, which was a huge blast, and which we wanted to set aside some time to just talk about how fucking good that movie was.
I would also like to add on,
good film.
I've been reading again recently. I finished like 3 books in the past like week or so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. One of them I picked up was Salem's Lot, which I'm excited to read that and then not watch the film adaptation.
Yeah.
Because I've heard from Helena that they're just not good.
I might recommend giving the miniseries from the 70s a try if you're interested.
Yeah, I think I want to read it first and then do that. But
For sure. Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize that it was short for Jerusalem's Lot, so it's Salem's Lot, not Salem's Lot. Yeah.
I learned something new today.
Yeah, I did too. I started reading the book, and they were like, "Yeah, remember Jerusalem's Lot?" And I was like, "Bitch, the what?"
The first.
Girl, the who?
Girl?
It's named after a pig, in case you were wondering, Ezra. There's a pig named Jerusalem.
I don't know that I was wondering, but once again, I did learn something new today.
Yeah.
It's
See,
a
that
pig?
I forgot somehow.
Yeah.
A pig?
A pig.
Okay.
This was like way back when it was all mostly like farmland and whatever, and someone's pig escaped, and her name was Jerusalem. Apparently, she was mean as fuck, and that like patch of forest and stuff was hers, and she would fight off anyone who got close, so it became her lot.
Oh, okay. So the forerunner of 30 to 50 Feral Hogs.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
She came first.
30 to 50 Feral Hogs, but they're all called Jerusalem.
But they're all
some
called
reason?
Jerusalem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course they got sick of, I guess, saying Jerusalem, and they were just calling it Salem.
I'm gonna look this up because it occurs to me that I have literally do not know what the plot of Salem's Lot is. Like, I have no idea.
It's about vampires.
It's vampires.
Oh, it's vampires? Wow. I know absolutely fucking nothing about Stephen King novels.
I didn't know until
That's so
Helena
amazing
told
for you.
me. And from where I'm at, I have not gotten to any vampires yet, so I don't know what's up. But
okay.
Would it shock you for me to tell you that the main character is a writer and it takes place in fucking Maine? Yeah.
Why am I gasping?
Whoa.
I already knew that.
Who could have guessed?
Listen, can I just go on a brief thing about Salem's Lot? I knew that it was about vampires before I read it because there's a weird thing that he does in the 5th Dark Tower book.
I'm so proud of you for making it that far. I couldn't get through
I made it 6 books in, buddy.
I know, and I just...
The 6 books where I crashed out. The 5th book is when it gets crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry, the second
and he
book
literally...
where he mind melds with a guy in modern times on a plane wasn't far enough for you?
No, it wasn't, because when you get to how crazy it was in the 5th one, you will see.
No.
So, God, spoilers for Wolves of the Kala, the
God.
Dark Tower, Book 5. A character from Salem's Lot shows up in Wolves of the Kala. So it's a crossover, it's literally him, and he talks about what happened
with this man?
to him, and I won't spoil who it is because that'll spoil Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
But so I was aware of the plot of Salem's Lot to an extent, from this character's perspective before I read the book, and I was like, "Isn't this another fucking book that you wrote?"
Yes.
And yet somehow that wasn't as crazy as what happens in Song of Susanna. So. Anyway, tangent. Please continue.
No, I was at my Easter party. I was explaining the plot of Dark Tower to somebody, and they just kept looking at me in astonishment. They were like, "Wait, seriously?" I was like, "That's the beginning of the 2nd book, and that's when I stopped reading." I'd like to go back. It's just the beginning of the 2nd book. Kicks you directly in the nuts, and it's like, what is happening to
and
me?
There's a lot you still have to get through.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, we're not talking about Dark Tower today.
This is why... Well, I mean, briefly, because we could, because technically it is urban fantasy parts of it. So let's save it. Let's come back to it.
I sort of want to see the bad movie, but it's one of those things that
They're doing it again, too. They're making another fucking one.
Really?
Yeah, I think
another first one? Or are they just going for a second one? Oh,
I feel like the intention is to do it properly this time and be like, no, we're making all
the other one came out like 3 years ago.
Good fucking luck, brother. Keep trying. Keep giving it the old college try.
Throwing darts at that board. Jiminy Christmas.
Oh man, it's like adapting fucking Don Quixote.
I was gonna say something much meaner and cruder, but that's fine.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, Salem's Lot is good. I didn't realize that it wasn't supposed to be Salem's Lot until I looked at the cover. It has the apostrophe in front of the S, and I was like, what? Anyway, reading is really great.
Yeah, it is.
I very much enjoy it, and I recommend. The Firefly books are weirdly enjoyable if you like Firefly, and I'm sorry that I know that. Let's talk about something that's good, which is Sinners.
Yeah!
I saw it on Monday, which is when I came back from my vacation. So I'm out of town for several days. I'm tired. I'm sunburned on half my face. I lay down for like 4 hours. I get up. We go to the film. I come out, and I'm like, dude, we gotta go out for dinner, and we have to eat, and we have to talk about this. Because I should have gone home and slept. No. I wanted to talk about Sinners. I cried like 5 times.
Fuck yeah.
Are we gonna get into spoilers?
You know what? I feel like it's hard not to.
Okay, so this is spoilers for Sinners. I don't think we'll do this for too long, so give it like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something.
Sure.
You sound so excited about this.
No, I'm just sorry. I'm just not the prospect of how long it will take. I'm just like, I don't know.
I know. I just
feel like
it's us.
It has already been
impossible
spoiled
to,
for so many people already, like in small ways. Like obviously
Really?
it's not. Yeah, like obviously it's not the same as like seeing it in context. I mean, it depends on what spoilers you're talking about.
Oh, that's
but
fair. I knew vampires, and that was all I knew.
Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely the main part of it. But like, no, this is just the experience of being on Twitter. Unfortunately, is that like people like just kind of post gifs and talk about the plot in detail like 2 days after it comes out.
Do.
So
okay.
like that was I mean I personally scrolled past a lot of it and I was just like, this means nothing to me, this is mush before I saw it. But like I know that, but I also only saw it like 2 days after it came out, so I didn't have to like wait that long. But I know for some people it's been like it's like, so anyway, all that to be said.
So we'll just say there's going to be spoilers for Sinners. If you don't want that, go watch it and then come back, I guess, because I can't
go
say how
see
long
it.
it's going to take.
Go see it while it's in a theater.
Yes,
like
because
it
support
is
the theater and support this like
so
original.
fucking
You can
IP
see it
film
in
the theater.
70mm. I've heard that's highly recommended.
I would.
I did not, and it was still incredible.
Crimes
but yeah,
to see that shit in 70mm.
Yeah.
I think it was out of IMAX at the Regal Theater in town before I got my shit together. But so I ended up going to see it at the Pickford, which was like fucking good as hell. Also, it is constantly wild to me that I can get like popcorn. I can get like a ticket and popcorn for like less than the regular ass movie ticket is at the Regal. Indie theaters, wahoo!
Yay!
So yeah,
we went to the Laurelhurst and it was $10 for a ticket.
Nice.
And they have reclining seats there. The Laurelhurst is awesome.
Oh, hell
They do
yeah.
now? That's crazy.
Yeah, they got reclining seats. They got little tables so you could put your pizza down and shit.
Oh, that is nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fancy.
sick.
I gotta go back there.
Go to the Laurelhurst. Yeah, so as someone who really, I mean, okay, vampire stuff, awesome. We know, I fucking love vampires. And I love this kind of vampire where they're not sexy. I realize I don't like sexy vampires. I find them boring. The only excuse is Vampire the Masquerade has sexy vampires, but not all vampires in Vampire the Masquerade are sexy. So that is
I would agree with that.
Yeah. There's the those Feratu who are the nasty ones, and then there's like the sexy ones, and then there's the ones who do bank fraud. Vampire the Masquerade is so fucking good.
I feel like the thing is now is that based on my job, I would have a lot of fun playing one of the ones who do bank fraud.
Yeah, I always play
Just
the
because
ones
I would
who
get
do
way
art.
too into the bank fraud.
Yeah. That was an exaggeration, but it's not. There's also the ones who are wizards. The Masquerade is so good.
I love you, VTM.
Fucking funny.
Anyway, and I like that the vampires and sinners are beasts.
Yeah.
They
And
are
it's-
not
it's-
alive.
No, they are not. They are not alive, and they are not like whatever you get. It's not a good trade-off.
Yeah.
It's not anything approaching a good trade-off.
Yeah. And even they know that in a way. I don't know if we ever got a name for the like main vampire guy.
It's I think his name is Remick.
Yeah.
Remick. Okay, I
That's
had a
what
little
I've seen
trouble.
online.
There were a couple points where I was like, man, I wish I had subtitles because I'm having a little trouble understanding him. But him specifically were like, he's drawn to Sammy, who can give him a glimpse of his former life. So even they're like, hey, it's equality, it's great to be a vampire, isn't it so banging? They still want someone who can give them what they used to have. And in the final scene, too, it's the same thing, where it's like, we want to listen to you play what we used to hear.
Yeah, it's whatever you lose something.
Yeah.
That you can't, and you are always going to be trying to use other people to get it back.
Yeah. No matter how much community you build and how much music you make, it will never be equivalent to the creation of the living.
Yeah, which I thought was very, it's cool shit.
Yeah.
I love the blues.
I love the blues. Oh my god, that
I was like, all the music sequences are so fucking good in that movie.
I've been listening
so incredibly well done
to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
The scene where it's this is his first film, I think, the guy who played Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it fucking is.
Yeah,
which is insane.
He's so good. It's him and Michael B. Jordan in the car, and he busts out the guitar and starts singing. And Leia told me that was the first time that Michael B. Jordan had actually heard him play. So that reaction is just him. That was me, dude. I was about to stand up in my chair and start screaming. He's so good. And the long shot scene of them in the juke jam with all of the different music past and future and the kinds of dancing of all different kinds and the slide into the fucking hip hop and the DJ. Oh my god, it was mind boggling.
When I realized what the fuck they were doing with that, I was just like, the audacity of it to even do that, my jaw dropped. I was like, you are crazy, crazy man. And he pulled it off so well. It was such an insane, moving, just incredible to look at sequence. Like right down to the very last moment of it too. I was like, fuck, that's like, if nothing else in the movie worked, even if nothing else in the movie worked, which it did, that one sequence would have been worth the entire thing. So it's just incredible that he got that too out of it. Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm like, I really want to see it in 70mm for that reason, because I'm like, that would be, I want to see that scene in particular again, basically.
Oh, I know, it's just so like nothing but big swings.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a single moment in that movie where it's like, oh, I don't know if we'd be able to pull that off. It's like, no, we're doing it. Yeah. I'm looking up, I'm trying to figure out because whoever like did the music arranging for that is a fucking genius.
Well, the score was his usual guy. I don't know about the music arranging. The score was also fucking amazing too.
Yeah, total banger. But like specifically, whoever put together that composite musical sequence is just like, I'm like, who are you? We don't need to listen to me scroll credits.
No,
anyway,
that's fine.
I'm looking at that myself too. So keep talking and see if I can. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
It was like that. The scene with the Rocky Road to Dublin.
So fucking
where
good.
he was doing the step dancing. First of all, I was sitting there like, Jesus, God, that level of dance ability is so cool and impressive. And it was both like, first of all, I love that song. It's a great song, especially when you're singing it in a group.
Oh yeah, total banger.
But it was like horrifying. Like, you ever seen a man threateningly Irish step dance? I have.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. There was so many moments where I was just like, I never knew what was going to come next, really. There were times where I was like, okay, well, a vampire's have to show up at some point, and I presume that, like, they're gonna get in this building or whatever. You know, like, I know I have a grand scope, like, here's kind of where it's got to go based on the fact that, like, I know there's vampires here. But it was such a joyride. I had a moment similar to when I first watched Knives Out in the theater, where I got to the first, like, few shots of film, because they have that, like, animated sequence at the beginning, which was also really cool. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna own this one. Where I just knew, and I got to the end of the movie, and I was like, I was right, I have to own this.
It's just all of the... I'm such a dork where I constantly like, oh, this movie's lit really well. It is.
Even the night sequences.
Yeah, everything's it is once again proof that, like, you can light for a range of skin tones in the dark and have everybody's faces be legible. It can be done. Fucking do it.
Yeah, just do it.
It looks
like everybody. It just.
Sorry, it looks like the music arranger for this movie is Vincent Mendoza, I think is the name of the person. There's a huge bunch of people credited in the music department, obviously, for many, many reasons. But
unsurprising.
That's the one guy that I see credited under arranger. So, well, no, actually, it's another guy, Mamadou Sidibé. Sorry. You too. There's multiple people. Anyway,
awesome.
Congratulations, Mamadou.
Big fucking shoutouts to
both of them.
I don't know. I just like that is also, it's like it's so many different kinds of movie in one movie, which I get a kick out of. You know, I like genre mashup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is the that's what American Story, it's like that. It's somebody who's, you know, a lot of this stuff is just like people who are smarter than me have pointed things out, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, that's what the history of a lot of art movements in America is, smashing stuff together. It's just that, like, and also we don't acknowledge, or people don't realize, that a lot of it is white people stealing stuff from non-white people, and especially black people, and smashing it into other things and being like, we made a thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, yippee, fuck you, no you didn't.
And that especially is applicable to the history of music, even.
Very much,
which
specifically
comes from blues.
It's all blues all the way down.
Yeah, and it is so...
in the best possible way.
In the best possible way. And it was... I always get so emotional hearing the blues. It's such an incredible form of music. And to see it specifically be one of those things where it's like, this is his passion and his dream, and he is blessed by it, and it rains such horror down upon them, and he gets to the end, and it's give it up and be free of sin. Like, literally, that's the whole fucking point. And he walks away, and he takes it with him anyway. And it saves him. I really was like, I was like, this movie does not feel like it's condemning blues music in any way, shape, or form. So I'm wondering kind of where this is gonna go at the end. With knowing
fascinated.
I did think there was a point where I was like, is everyone in this church gonna be fucking vampires because people escaped? Because that, actually, I would have been like, that's kind of boring. And thankfully that was not it. It was...
I had the same thought of I did have this moment of like, oh shit, did it get out?
Yeah.
You know, did it escape containment? And the answer is yes, but not how you think. It escaped containment, and now Michael B. Jordan is wearing the coolest fucking sweater you've ever seen in your whole life.
So it was so Fresh Prince. It was so 90s.
I was like, I want to sit here and that's like 12 different colors of yarn in one sweater, and I'm obsessed with it.
His fucking finger ring that just said stack was so funny.
Oh, so good. Somebody mentioned something about this, and I went and looked it up. Fascinating thing about the Rocky Road to Dublin specifically is that it was written by an Irish guy, but popularized as part of like English music hall performance. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's not really, it's something that sounds like it's from this specific place, but it's kind of produced to be consumed by the culture that's, you know, has by like the oppressor culture.
I mean,
in a way that's contrasted against something that is like, it's like you don't get the connection, that like visual connection with your, like the evolution of that music is like your heritage, because it doesn't have any.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, and that feels like that has to be intentional, right?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, I'm sure.
Because there's such a contrast between... I forget his name still, but I'm just gonna call him the main vampire. Apologies to the vampire who's dead. That he is Irish, and he comes from, like, a place of... He talks about when he's dugging Sammy in the river to baptize him, that, like,
so
his people were oppressed, and he was there. And now... It is turned around, and that is who he's become too.
Yeah.
And all the songs he keeps singing are like English or Irish folk songs. I don't know if they're specifically Irish, but I would not be surprised if they're all Irish in origin. Going back and listening to them, I was like, these are all that is what this sounds like to me, but I'm not. I'm from the United States, so I'm not Irish. Specifically, I'm not Irish American, so I cannot confirm. Which I just thought was something that I was chewing on, was the contrast between the two. Especially, like, we're that's the 1930s. We're at a point in United States history where we are not over the oppression of the Irish either.
No, interesting. Just interesting conversation being had.
Yeah. That was obviously on purpose, that is who they picked. That was the kind of character they picked to do that. It wasn't just a white guy. It was a white guy from a history of oppression who turned around and was inflicting it anyway.
Yeah, and the way that, like, it racism defeats, and like you know, this is obviously not like a just the undercurrent of the way that racism defeats class solidarity,
right?
Is something that I am always like thinking about in these contexts, because, you know, Marxism. But, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. Also, I can't stop thinking about how much time this movie spends talking about eating pussy.
That too. You know what?
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I was just like, I can't remember the last time I heard this much discussion of eating pussy in like a mainstream blockbuster film.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
And it whips.
Yeah. It's so good.
I'm just like, it's like, welcome to Sinners. This movie is pro blues music and going down on your girlfriend.
That's right.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the intersection, too, between, like, yeah, several of these people are fucking, and these people are also in love.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know, it both, and I don't know. I lost kind of the thread there, but there was something about the intersection of the two that felt, like, unique. The romance subplots are definitely there, right? And they're part of the emotional honesty of this film. And they're not, like, the point. I would say, like, obviously the A-plots are the blues stuff and the vampire stuff. But also, like, love is very prevalent, and different kinds of love.
Yeah.
Like, familial love, obviously, is really important. That, like, the stuff between Smoke and Stack, and that Smoke can't kill Stack, but he makes him promise in exchange not to hurt Sammy. Because that's their cousin, and they still love him very, very much. And then also the relationships between all three of the main guys and their various women. I don't know. I didn't have an end thought there. I was just kind of puttering over that. It was really lovely.
Can I take a second? Just everybody looks really hot. I feel like I just have to say that.
No,
this movie has it all.
Right. When Michael B. Jordan took off
really
his
hot.
fucking and when he was just in the tank top, I was sitting there like, there's so much going on. Wow, his arms are so good. His arms are fucking incredible.
My man out here looking like an anatomical, like, model.
Like, he looked like he was carved out of stone.
It's nuts.
Also, I liked that
anyway.
Annie was a fat woman who was, like, desirable.
Yeah, she was
that was
so
cool.
hot.
Oh my god, she's so beautiful!
She was so hot.
I was like, hello?
I know, I was like, who are you? Have I ever seen you in anything? This actor's in anything? Can I watch you in anything else? Yeah.
Yeah.
Her name is and I, pardon me if I pronounce this incorrectly, I don't have a guide. Her name is Wunmi Mosaku, and she is... Oh, okay, so she's on BBC stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's in one of the Luther series. Oh, she was in Lovecraft Country.
Oh, I did not see that.
Huh. And was in one of the... Oh, I guess she was in the Loki show.
Yeah, Loki.
Another thing I didn't see.
I know. I'm fascinated with things I didn't watch. Anyway, no, she's so fucking good.
Watch Loki, and I'm like, but I don't want to.
But I don't want to. Is the problem?
I don't. I feel like eventually it's gonna get me, and then I'm gonna have to just like refuse to talk about it.
She was in The Flesh. Yes. I remember she was in The Flesh. Oh, that's right. She was good.
Hell yeah.
She was not a very nice person in that, as I recall.
Well, she's awesome in this. That was one of the moments I cried. Yeah, when she's like, you promised, and I was like, yeah, you promised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very, and then also when he's seeing her and their baby, yep, I was like, God, stop, I'm already dead.
Mm-hmm.
Got him.
We know I'm a crier, I'll cry at anything, but this movie kept
You
jerking me around. It was like, hey, do you give a shit? And I'm like, I guess. And it's like, great. Die. It's like, okay.
I wish I could remember who I was. I just also would just like to give a shout out to all the fun little costuming details. First of all, it's fun that the twins are color coded. I love that.
And they're also like different types of mob coded, which I thought was cool.
Yes. It's very good shit. Also, I love tie bars. I wish we would bring back tie bars.
This movie loves the tie bar.
This is a movie that, like, is very committed to making people look hot in ways that are, like, not worried about whether a modern sensibility is gonna think the clothes are hot. I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like movies are worried that, like, the, like, vintage, you know, that like, historical costuming, like, silhouettes and stuff, people are gonna be like, oh, that's kind of weird, and they're like, no. Hear us out here. We're putting everybody in these really, like, wonderfully pieced kind of silk dresses, and you will enjoy it. Like, I'm like, hello.
Clothing that is not appropriate to modern sensibility is not sexy.
Yeah, where it's like you're worried that, like, oh, well, we can't put this beautiful woman in something that's like a not a modern silhouette because it will somehow make her less sexy. This movie is like wrong.
Yeah, this movie felt fairly accurate. Once again, I'm not a costumer, or a fashion historian, but I did appreciate that there weren't any moments where I was looking at it and thinking that's a t-shirt. or like the fucking clips I've seen from the Snow White movie where I was like, he's wearing a hoodie.
Oh no. Rip.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
That makes me sad.
You need the bad costumed
we weren't
movie,
seeing it
though.
anyway.
You need the badly costumed films to remind you what good costuming looks like. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You need the lows to appreciate the highs.
That's right.
Okay,
and
I
this
feel
movie
like
had
I've had
several
to endure a lot of lows. I think I'm like I've built up
I've been
enough
punished
lows.
enough.
You build up an immunity.
I've been punished enough.
Well, you're one of God's strongest soldiers.
I have in fact built up an immunity to iocane powder.
But have you built up immunity to a hoodie in the
No.
Gosh, I haven't heard an
Yeah.
iocane
No, I
powder
have
reference in a long time.
not.
What year is it?
Yeah.
I love it. I love this. I love that you just did that. Sorry. That's so good.
This is a good
man.
podcast.
I am at any moment not very far away from making a Princess Bride joke. I also somebody higher up the work food chain than me got to like the office at the same time, made a once more onto the breach joke, and I hadn't had any coffee, and what came out of my mouth was I don't know if a bunch of dead medieval French nobles will help with the like big project that we're working on, but it's worth a try. And I, his response was something that made me, I'm choosing to believe that it was a got the joke, because I was like, oh no. Oh, why am I a machine that turns normal human interactions into obscure bits?
I'm so proud of you.
Um,
I feel like I'm to blame with the thing, because I listened back to, the Val Kilmer episode, and we keep talking about the MTV Award for Most Desirable Female, and I make a crack about how, like, I can't stand the word female being used, and how it always either makes me think of Ferengis, or it makes me think of the Lost Salic speech from the beginning of Henry V.
Yeah. I know, it's like Ferengis, incels, or the beginning of Henry V.
Yeah. So I'm sorry about that if I poisoned your brain in any way in that moment, but I think that was also just largely you.
I did have to deal with the knowledge that I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I still have like half of the Hoffler speech memorized just off the dome.
Yeah, sure.
I love you guys.
Yeah, anyway, I love you too. So Go See Sinners had a fucking good ass time. I am fast forwarding to next year's Oscars and preemptively biting people if they forget that movie came out. Because
I am
come the fuck on, people.
My mom and God if it doesn't start winning shit.
I also, somebody was like, oh, well, this movie tricked a bunch of people who don't like musicals into watching a musical, and I was like, I'm not sure how much I'm like, I don't know how much I agree with that, but they were like, well, you should do a double feature with, fucking Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And
I was
really
just
watch
thinking
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And then Sinners.
Yeah. There's a difference between musicals and movies that have music.
I would argue that this is a music heavy movie that uses music in a lot of specific ways.
Yeah. I do not think Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is a musical. It's the Odyssey. I mean, there could be a musical about the Odyssey. Give me enough time.
There is a musical about the Odyssey.
That would not surprise me. Alright.
So
let's move on.
The time has come. We all went, hey, let's talk about urban fantasy in movies. And then we all went, well, what the fuck is urban fantasy? And then we started fighting about what it is, and by that I mean what it isn't.
It's not
and
Ghostbusters, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I would put Ghostbusters under urban fantasy.
That's a 2-1 vote.
I feel like we should just start listing things and then voting on them. I will also say that I haven't seen Ghostbusters. Like, I've never seen Ghostbusters, so I'm talking out my butt on that one. I saw the one where they're all women.
Yeah.
I don't remember it very well.
Concept, so basically, yeah.
You basically see Ghostbusters.
At that point, yeah.
Okay, fair.
You probably have seen a better version of it, too.
With a Fall Out Boy song.
My argument for
Sorry,
why
Dan Aykroyd.
Ghostbusters is urban fantasy is because, from what I can tell, the ghosts that they are fighting are less analogous to, like, the spirit of a specific departed human, and more like a, like, supernatural force with its own personality that exists, like, not as a construction of humans, and is thus much more like a genus loci type thing, which is something I would associate with urban fantasy.
I think my issue with urban fantasy is it has to feel like normal fantasy, but in our world, and that there are, like, multiple different kinds of fantastical beings or creatures.
Okay.
But also, like, in our world.
So you would discount Ghostbusters because there's only one...
Because there's only the ghosts.
It's only ghosts. Okay, no, you know what? Actually, I am willing to back down on that one, because I was going to toss Buffy the Vampire Slayer out there as something that obviously is a vampire... But
has other stuff.
But because it interacts with all of these other different fantasy elements, I would say is both.
Yes, I agree. I also want to say that, like...
both what?
Is
urban
is
fantasy.
Both a vampire, is both, like, vampire as a genre, but is also urban fantasy, where I would argue that not all vampire stories are urban fantasy.
Agree.
I would agree. Twilight, I don't think is an urban fantasy.
No.
That's just a vampire.
I would say also, for me personally, and this is going to be, like, really subjective and really stupid, but I also think that the definition of urban fantasy is, like, it's just vibes. It is just also just pure vibes. And sometimes...
I'll buy that.
Oh.
Constantine...
I don't think Ghostbusters has the vibes.
Constantine has the vibes of urban fantasy. Ghostbusters doesn't have the vibes of urban fantasy. City of Bones, God bless its heart, has the vibes of urban fantasy.
Harry Potter does not have the vibes of urban fantasy, even though it technically checks off the marks that I put in there.
I mean, yes and no, because it's like... It's not... I've heard some people make the argument for, like, in terms of children's literature of the past, fantasy literature of the past 20 years or so. I have heard people make the argument that Artemis Fowl was, like, urban fantasy. That, to a point, I buy, because it tries to take those fantasy elements and modernize them and be like, they're fairies with guns! And you're like, yes. Whereas...
You're like, fuck yeah, they are.
You're like, fuck yeah, man. Whereas, like, in Harry Potter, obviously, it is a world living, like, in the same world as ours, but it's not, there's no intention of connecting it to the modernization of that world. And, I mean, I don't want to talk about the Harry Potter world building, we all know about it, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, a difference between those two things.
Yeah. I think it specifically goes out of its way to not be connected to the modern world, because they have like all this other this shit that, like, they're like, we don't know what fucking computers are.
I'm
like, you guys are so
you guys suck
stupid
and don't have
more
Minecraft.
in common with Narnia in terms of like mechanics of world building than it does with something like The Magicians, which, while that does have a literal secondary world that people travel to, they are still, like, their interaction with, like, the fact that those characters are in the know about the supernatural elements, which not everyone is, does not remove them from the mundane, from, like, recognizable mundane concerns. I think that's the thing for urban fantasy for me, is that it is an urban fantasy has people who exist or are forced to deal with both of those sort of worlds simultaneously.
Yeah.
You're not getting whisked away to some
you're
fucking
not getting
thing
isekai.
where you don't have to... Yeah, you're not getting isekai. You still have to, like, pay your car license tabs.
Yeah.
Maybe you use magic to get out of paying it, but you would still have to, like, you could still get pulled over if you didn't do something about it.
Yeah.
Like, Narnia, even for its time, I think wouldn't have counted, because they just go to Narnia and do their Narnia shit, and the plot of the books happens in Narnia.
Yeah.
That's just straight up fantasy.
Percy Jackson.
They don't have to come back and deal with World War... Well, they do come back and deal with World War II.
But, like,
but
the
that's
magic
off
isn't
screen.
something they bring back
exactly.
with them, really.
Other than the magic of their hearts, and also the trauma of going back in time.
Percy Jackson, I think, counts as urban fantasy to an extent.
I was going to say Percy Jackson. I think counts.
Obviously, our best friends, the Rivers of London series by Ben Aronovich, count. That's like and it's funny to me because like obviously all of the examples that I've just mentioned in the past few minutes are books, which
I mean, name a good urban fantasy movie or show.
The Magicians was pretty good until it wasn't.
I mean,
that's the problem.
I mean, we've talked about Buffy. Buffy's technically was good sometimes, but a lot of the time.
Buffy is pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't seen very much of Buffy, so I can't speak to it.
As a former diehard Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, I would say that it successfully creates a believable feeling world, which is something that I think is a lot. The visuals of urban fantasy, because they necessarily involve real things enmeshed with not real things, it's just really fucking hard to do that in a visual medium and have it not look stupid.
Sure.
No matter how good your technology is, it is like when you imagine it in your head, you kind of smooth over the contradictions that are necessarily present when you try to stick it on a screen. Doesn't mean I don't like it, says the guy who owns both the Dresden Files TV show and City of Bones on DVD.
Dresden Files Defenders stand up. That show is not very good.
Dresden Files Defenders stand up. That show is not very good, but hear me out here. Terrence Mann as Bob the Skull is so good!
It's so good.
He's so perfect!
It is not reliable to the books, but I think it's awesome. And I think it was a great choice. Because I think trying to put legit Bob the Skull on TV would have been too much for their budget. And honestly, probably annoying.
Oh, and also, the idea of a floating skull would just look weird.
Right.
Whereas, whereas you say, okay, you put a human actor in there who is an apparition.
Right.
Is still, just easier to visually process.
Totally. And doesn't
oh my god, there's
think
literally
of,
an urban fantasy fandom wiki.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to come up with this specific book that I was having trouble remembering.
A talking skull visually makes you think of a fucking haunted mansion, or when you go into Spirit Halloween and they have those skulls you walk by and they chatter when you walk by and it scares the fuck out of you. It works so much anyway. Don't watch the Dresden Files show. You're fine without it, but that's more for Ezra and I.
I mean, unless you do want to watch the Dresden Files TV show, in which case, be nice about it because I love it.
If you like it, you want to staplethevideo@gmail.com, bro. My email inbox is always open.
Truly, I'm sure there are Dresden Files TV show fans out there. Come find us.
They have to be there.
Come find your
there
people.
Definitely are. If it exists, they're there. Trust me.
They're there. They're writing the fiction.
People wrote fan fiction for that show.
Absolutely, they did.
There are people there who are not you, me, and my dad.
Yeah. The book series that I was thinking of, they're called the Matthew Swift series by Kate Griffin. A Madness of Angels.
Fucking flashback.
I do not know why I was thinking about that, but I was like, oh shit, that book was really fun. And you know what it is? It's because I read it right before I had a mental breakdown and then went on study abroad in London. It was just spent a lot of time wandering around London in the winter, bug fucking sane. And spent a lot of time listening to Johnny Flynn and thinking about those books specifically, especially every time I took the tube.
That's so real.
Which is where I remember thinking this, even if we objectively have the CGI technology to do some of this stuff, it just would look dumb.
Yeah.
There's just no way not to have it look dumb. I think that a lot of these urban fantasy things would work a lot better as animation.
Yes.
Because all of it is the same medium. And it's the like, no matter what, you're like, that is two different things layered on top of each other instead of all of it coming from the same world.
Oh, another one I think is good is Dogma, which I mentioned earlier, but the thing is that most of Dogma, you're just kind of buying into the bit. There's not very much of the effects, and the only one they really have is the angel wings, which I will admit look kind of goofy, because you can tell they're practicals, and they are basically wings on a string, where they pull the string and the wings go out.
It's very, you're like, yep, this is Angels in America. We borrowed the stuff from Angels in America.
They should have made them,
but lower budget,
bigger. But they probably couldn't afford it, and the wings wouldn't have worked if they'd made them bigger.
Horrifying thought.
Yeah, I find them.
Go ahead.
No, they should look like Gabriel's wings in Constantine.
Yeah,
I find them charming now with the passage of time, but I look at them and I think, that don't look good, boss. But everything else about Dogma works, I think, because you just kind of, like, inherently understand that, like, you're just taking everyone at face value when they talk about all the shit they're talking about. And it just kind of works. Ezra, you have not seen Dogma, right?
No, I've seen Dogma. I've seen Dogma a couple times.
Oh, no, it's Helena who hasn't seen Dogma.
Yeah. Although it has been threatening me on the periphery for a long time, because someone we went to middle school with wanted me to watch the particular scene with Alan Rickman in it, because they were like, you have to see how sexy. His first scene. Like, you have to see how sexy Alan Rickman is in this
hairstyle.
That's
okay. In my opinion.
That is okay. He looks a bit like he rolled out of bed and then somebody froze his hair that way.
It was mostly just like, you have to see what he's doing with the swag to make up for the fact that he has a bad haircut.
He does have the swag.
No, 100% true, he does have the swag.
So, yeah.
Now I'm trying to remember why the fuck I saw Dogma for the first time.
It's not my favorite
it's been a long time.
Role of his, but he's still doing the thing. And Alanis Morissette is God.
Well,
so that's pretty. The movie has that going for it, so that's pretty bomb.
That movie has funny. Telling the truth going for it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's other stuff that I find. There's one thing I want to talk about so bad, but I won't, because it's so funny and it's such a crucial spoiler for the movie, and I want Hal to experience it. In real life, so I will just message Ezra about it later.
And I'm like, okay, I was gonna say, Helena, leave the call really fast. No, don't do that.
No, I'll message you about it later.
I mean, it's...
Okay, okay.
I think Dogma works because most of it is, there's not effects, you're just like, yeah, this is just how it is, and I, like, am buying into it. And they do, like, there's teleportation, but they just do, like, cuts. And you're like, oh, suddenly they're in a new place. Okay. Like, they use just standard film magic to make stuff work.
It uses the language of the existing language of the medium to do the magic.
The Constantine show is, like, okay. I am number one Constantine stan, so take my view with a grain of salt. It's pretty okay. Once again, the effects are not awesome. I think that... Oh, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna be wrong, so never mind. That was another low-budget show where you look at it and you're like, this looks kind of dumb. But the guy playing Constantine's really good. The Constantine movie I happen to like. It's one of those things where I watch it and I'm like, is this the best movie of all time? No. Is it enjoyable? And do I think it does what it wants to do? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Their iteration of the devil is one of my favorites for sure. I love his nasty tar-covered feet in the white suit. I think it is very evocative.
I think that, like, it, oh god, I had a thought and it left me as soon as I opened my mouth. Oh, I feel like the, horror elements of it are good. I feel like it's genuinely, like, frightening at parts, like just to look at, which I really appreciated. Like,
sorry,
the part
I
where
wasn't laughing at you, I just remembered something.
Okay, yeah, no, sure. Do you need to say it now before you forget?
No, I got it.
Okay. Like part where he's like melting that guy's face, I was like, oh, that's nasty. Like some of the effects, like particularly, unfortunately, I think like the CGI whenever they visit hell was kind of like, oh, this is not aged too great. But like everything else was actually not too bad, and it also is like shot really well for a movie that is trying to be like it's actually kind of interesting to look at sometimes.
The wings look so much better than Dogma.
They do. I've spoken about Tilda Swinton. Obviously, you know my thoughts about that. I think it's pretty good casting, all around. Except for like, I don't really know why Shia LaBeouf is there, but whatever.
No, but that was kind of his era where they were putting him in those kinds of roles a lot.
That's what I was trying to explain to people this morning. I was like, it was kind of the thing where he would just show up as like, I'm the guy, and you're like, what are you? It's like, but I'm the guy, and you're like, okay.
I'm the young, plucky, I'm just a guy.
Yeah, he does the same kind of thing in iRobot for some reason, which came out like
I had no clue he was in that.
Year before. Well, yes, because he's just playing a guy in it. Just some random guy. With the same version of this character. You're like, why are you here, even?
He's not.
Do you have anything to do with this plot?
He's on the Kaju scene, so I don't know. I didn't know he was in it. That's the only thing I know about that movie.
Yeah, I mean...
Also that it's not anything like the book.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's a little bit more relevant here than he is in the plot of iRobot, but every single time I watch iRobot, which is more than I would care to admit, he's like, I'm like, oh wow, you're in this movie, huh? I forgot about that.
Damn, you really are here.
Every time I forget about it. Oh well. Anyway.
It's weird because in the comics, I don't believe that character is that young, and he's not like an apprentice character, he's more like Constantine's buddy. So it's kind of odd, but once again, I feel like that's the era where they were doing shit like that, where they were like, he needs a plucky young sidekick.
And there's only one guy in Hollywood who can play the plucky young sidekick.
We have the perfect man for the job.
That's like my dream role.
I know, God, bring that back. I'll do it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Get all three of us in. We'll do a trio. We'll be like fucking Donald's nephews. Donald Duck, obviously, is who I'm referring to.
I'm always referring to Donald Duck.
Did you just say Donald's nephews? Just like
there is no other
Huey,
Donald.
Dewey, and Louie.
I know who you meant, but the fact I didn't even clock the fact that you didn't say Donald Duck. You just said Donald. That's fine. I knew what you meant immediately, and I think that says way more about me than it does about.
Everyone picked up on what I was putting down. We all knew I meant Donald fucking Duck.
Yeah, no, that's why we have a podcast together.
I was laughing earlier because I remembered the, 34th book of Corinthians or whatever. I forget the exact number, but it's one of those things that it has been brought up to me more than once that book does not exist, which obviously they talk about in the movie. But I believe Ben brought it up to me, and he was like, that book doesn't fucking exist. And I was like, Ben, I know, they talk about it in the movie, and that's why it's fucking funny. And he was like, but that book doesn't exist. And I was like, I know.
It's a joke.
Listen, Ben, the joke.
I may be, Ben, if you listened to this earlier, I may be misremembering our conversation, and if so, I apologize. I remember having a conversation about this, though. That is the one part that I laugh every time because it's so stupid. We found this the secret part of the Bible. This is the one the man hides from you.
The one that's like on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
That never gets old.
Like in the National Treasure movies.
Yeah, this is what National Treasure 3 would have been about, is the secret part of the Bible. It's so funny.
Well, little do you know, National Treasure 3 was actually going to be a Constantine crossover.
Oh my god, I would have killed to watch that.
National Treasure 3, we're stealing the Gnostic Gospels back from Hobby Lobby this time.
Jesus.
Oh my god. You just killed... I'm dead. You just killed me.
Oh no.
Now here's something interesting. Someone has listed Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell on a list of...
I don't think that counts.
I just don't think it counts. But, like...
I don't know.
Well, I
the
guess
whole point of it is that it's
but-
integrated into society, but it's more of an alternate
I
history.
would say it's historical. Yeah, I would say it's historical urban fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Just
the
not,
historical
I can't
part.
think of
I guess,
anything
is
else. I can't think of anything else that there are definitely. Ooh, I'm like racking my brain now because I feel like there are other books that do a similar thing.
Discworld feels like it would be urban fantasy about a place that doesn't exist.
I would say, yeah, I would totally agree with that. I would say that Temeraire doesn't count because the dragons are not magical.
Copy. That makes sense, yeah.
They are, like, obviously, like, that's not how biology works, but in this world, they are, like, a normal part of, like, the world ecosystem.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I'm really laughing at this. I'm like, now I gotta go just on this, I mean, fuck fandom wikis, but also this is just an urban fantasy fandom wiki, and I'm like, browse books.
I'll take the Rex, yeah.
Have you ever read the
like-
book series, either of you, So You Want to Be a Wizard? Did you ever read those when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah, I fucking did!
Okay, that
Oh, sorry, that was so unnecessarily loud. I was so
But they're so good, right?
obsessed
That's urban
with those
fantasy
books.
100%, I feel.
Yeah. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Diane Duane, who also is very fun to follow on Tumblr.
Yeah, Queen. Those books are
Tumblr's
so
really good.
hard to
I
find
love
in
that.
the library, so Godspeed to anybody who, like, is looking to read those. Like, I mean, I found them, like, they were everywhere when I was a kid,
yeah.
but they're really hard to find now.
I own a couple. I still own some of them.
I own the first one.
I could dig them up. As a proficient eBay user, I can find almost anything.
Yes.
Oh yeah. This is I'm just I think there are a lot of urban fantasy that is kind of, I think urban fantasy prefigured the current romantasy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are a lot of book series that are kind of in that vein where they're a bit I say this not judgmentally.
Kill them.
They're just like kind of trashy.
Kill them.
And like I say in a guy who like, look, I love garbage. I just spent a lot of time talking about how much I love the fucking Dresden Files.
For me,
but in
Dresden
a way
Files
that's
is
like,
the first thing I think of when I think of urban fantasy. Kill them.
Me too. It just is. I'm just looking at this like book series list, and there are a lot of them that have a very specific like. If you think about it, you know the cover art style I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I think there was just a lot of that kind of thing that I have never fucking heard of because it wasn't my vibe, because it's hetero romance, the thing that I tend to avoid at all costs.
There's also a particular type of romance novels, parentheses, non-judgmental, that are not particularly...
I just don't like them.
I don't read novels where romance is the main plot very much. That is not typically my thing. And I think as fantasy as a genre has become more widely accepted, thank you Lord of the Rings, the movies, and Game of Thrones, that has kind of allowed the two to converge, because you're no longer a nerd for liking fantasy. And ergo, it combined with one of, I would say, the most popular novel genres, romance, which has sprung forth this whole other separate romantasy, as you said, but people want to read, a lot of people want to read something set in the modern times that they can relate to. Ergo, all these fucking books that none of us have read.
Yeah,
Except,
wow,
I mean, Helen
just...
might have, I don't know.
Which ones? Like
Do you recognize them?
I'm trying to... I know my internet was really low and the page wouldn't load.
I think also some of the stuff on this list gets into the weird
Oh, look at these covers,
gray area.
baby.
I mean, American Gods
between,
I've read. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and that I will say that, you know, fuck you, Neil Gaiman, but like a lot of Neil Gaiman books are what's the one?
I mean, Good Omens
with the oh my
Neverwhere?
God, my brain just shorted out. Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Well done.
Got you.
I was like, I opened my mouth to be like, what's the one where the girl is called Door? Her name is Door.
That's true.
I've never read it.
There was a shitty BBC
My Name is Door
series or movie adaptation of that has Peter Capaldi.
Oh my fucking
nice.
in it, and I watched it like a non-zero number of times as an adolescent.
Bless your heart.
I was really into
God, I
that.
haven't read it.
Patterson Joseph is in it.
I haven't read any of these fucking books.
It's just like a really fun little
I know, I'm scrolling through these
Wow.
and I'm like...
I'm not seeing the
I don't
Dark
know.
Tower
This is
on
fascinating.
here, though.
Oh,
but
there's
Well, I
Dresden
also-
Files. I found her. Oh my fucking god.
I think some of these might be in
A lot of
kind
these have dark in the
odd
title, though.
place between where some of them are like science fantasy.
Sure. So it's like future, kind of, but also
or,
fantasy.
or like there has been a there is you know, there is some kind of synthesis between supernatural elements, or like it is in the modern era we are like using science to manipulate the supernatural elements of the world.
Totally. I see Daughter of Smoke and Bone
also,
trilogy, #Homestuck.
Some of the things on this list are absolutely like second world fantasy, where it's like, what is the world setting of this? I'm like, then it's not urban fantasy.
There's Peter Grant. I see Peter Grant
It's
on
not
here. So
urban fantasy doesn't necessarily mean that it takes place in a city.
Yeah, so like
It has to be
On
it
our
is distinct
Earth.
from second world fantasy in that
Yes.
it takes place on our version of
Which
Earth.
is why
it can be an alternate history version.
Discworld doesn't
But,
count
yeah.
because Discworld is its own separate world,
Right.
even though it is very much set
Totally.
in a city. Yeah.
Yeah,
For some of
that's
them are
the-
some of them are in the village.
Yeah, I was like, if it has the vibes of an urban fantasy without being urban fantasy. Because
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's just regular ass fantasy. Kingmaker Chronicles sounds familiar, but I just clicked on it and looked at the covers, and I'm like, I know I've never fucking read this
Kingmaker
in my
Chronicles
life.
does sound familiar. Oh no.
Yeah, we'll go click on it and look at it, and you'll be like, I don't know.
Not in my
This is
life.
one that's
Yeah,
not
this is
urban fantasy.
interesting.
This is a whole ass other world.
Yeah, it's kind of
This is
beautiful when you
something
think about
called-
But the Greek gods are there, I guess. So
Oh,
never.
a bunch of Holly
Fuck
Black
off.
books.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I just clicked on something called the Curse Workers series. I've never read a single Holly Black book. I remember when they were very popular. I don't know why I didn't read any of them.
her early stuff, I would say, definitely not her most. That's not her most recent. She's written a lot. The Cruel Prince trilogy and the series that she's written, that's not quite urban fantasy, but like some of her earlier stuff too. And like, did she write? I'm thinking of.
I mostly read the Spiderwick Chronicles.
Like Tithe or
Oh,
Teeth.
those.
Yeah,
Tithe. Yeah,
Tithe.
I remember somebody. I think I accidentally stole someone's copy of Tithe and then never read it.
Is that? Or was that just marketed to me as a? It's called it's called a modern fairy tale. It's suburban fantasy. LOL. It's set in Jersey Shore. So like,
I would say. Oh, I mean, I guess this. I'm reminding myself of the plot of the Spiderwick Chronicles. Apparently, the first 3 books all came out in 2003, and then the next 2 both came out in 2004. This woman was fucking working.
oh
Damn, fam.
she never fucking stops. I swear
I
to
mean,
God.
respect.
Like,
No, I mean it's
I love those.
amazing.
Holly Black, are you typing in your sleep?
I met her when I did the
Girl, how do you do that?
the event for hello. I used to work in a bookstore. The event for her.
I remember you telling
her
us about that
picture
one.
book that she wrote
Right.
for her son about the what was the name of the knight? He's a hang on, I have to Google this really quickly. Picture book, King Arthur. Sir Morian, who is just not a very like often covered knight in the stories or like in adaptations, but he's one of the only knights who's described in the legends as being like not white. And which her son is black, so she was like, I wanted to write a story that was like a fantasy story about like a knight because he's really into that stuff, but also like this story that's not told as often. So she wrote a picture book about it, and it's really cute. It's called Sir Morian, Legend of the Knight of the Round Table, and that was what the event was for. But it was literally like she wrote that. It's a really cute picture book too. It's like the illustrations are also really adorable. Like she wrote that one, but then she also wrote like, I think that was the same year that's like the last book in her. I mean, and sometimes like release dates also just coincide this way, so someone will have a lot of stuff coming out the same year. But the last book in the This Cruel Prince like sub trilogy that she wrote like was that was one we had like a midnight release for that happened also like 5 months later. So props to her. She's really working hard out there, and has been for a really long time. That's my tangent about Holly Black.
Looking at about her like group of books she's written, and it just keeps going.
Yeah,
apparently she wrote some books with Cassandra Clare, which whack.
Well, yes.
Huh.
Her and like Sarah Reese Brennan and like Sandra Clare are always like,
it'd be like that.
Sometimes you're friends with people, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. Like you guys are stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And we're stuck with Helena, who we know got canceled last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For what was it for?
It's
again?
fine. You got uncanceled.
Okay.
Twilight series is on this list of things that are urban fantasy, and once again, I have to say that doesn't fucking count.
Yeah, no.
I have a really
for
cursed
emotional
question.
Reasons. Yeah.
Is the hit CW show Supernatural an urban fantasy?
I was thinking
would say
about
based
that.
on the things we've established.
Yeah,
I think we have to.
It might
also,
be.
I would just like to
It
pass
does not
on
mean
some
that
psychic
there's any
damage.
good shows. Yeah.
That I got from my very good friend, which was we left Sinners, and my roommate looks at me and goes, it was really a little bit weird that the main character's name was Sammy. Because I just kept hearing the, Sammy! And I was like, I hate you so much!
So proud to say, never thought of that once when I was watching the movie.
Me neither! And then I did not, and then I got hit with that one, which, what's that Tumblr post about that hit me like a sack of wet mice?
What the fuck?
Disgusting.
I've not heard this Tumblr post.
Oh shit, okay. I'm gonna look it up because I feel like I said this another time. Somebody was like, you're insane, what are you talking about?
Honestly, I just thought of my birthday, which I guess means I'm cured of the supernatural curse, because there was a while where I just thought of Samuel Supernatural. So I've come back around to just thinking about me, because it's all about me, baby.
Yeah, everything's about me, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, or you, I guess, but like, me.
It's all about one to
of
three
us.
of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a
not
post
about supernatural
where somebody says that hit me like a sack of. Oh, here it is.
Oh, you found it.
Oh, you fucking bet
Hold
I
on.
did.
I
I'm
just
about
saw
to
Quincy
curse
Morris
the shit out of this
series.
chat.
And I'm like, did they write
hello.
books about? No. It's fucking stupid. So I just, oh my god, fucking Reddit. The strange thing about Dracula is the cowboy. Shut the fuck up. On Urban Fantasy Wiki, they had a Quincy Morris series, and I was like, did someone write an Urban Fantasy series about the cowboy from Dracula? No.
Oh, man.
They just stole
rip.
the name, because they're assholes.
Boo.
I hate this
So
stupid
boring.
Baka life.
fuck my gay Baka life. I mean, maybe it is, and they just haven't made it clear, but it certainly doesn't look like it. This cover looks stupid as shit. Sorry to the guy who wrote these books, I'm being so mean. Sorry, I'm still looking at books. Mortal Instruments is on here.
But
one of these series titles is Secret McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like Steve?
Secret McQueen. And then one of them is Sandman Slim, which I am
Y'all read that. All right.
to know more about. Spellbinding, utterly remarkable tale of avengement, magician / hitman's return from hell is part H.P. Lovecraft, boo, part Christopher Moore, neutral, I've never read a Christopher Moore, part Jim Butcher, could be good or bad.
Christopher Moore books are very funny.
That's what I've read, but I've never read one.
I read a handful of them quite a while ago, and
so we have an up, a down, and a neutral.
Yeah.
And totally unabashedly dark, twisted, and hilarious. Great news for fans of Warren Ellis, Charlaine Harris, Kim Harrison, and Simon R. Green. Four authors I have not read.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Oh, God, I'll find this book somewhere and take a gander.
This is called Dan Shambles Zombie PI, which I think is...
God, that's so good!
I did see White Trash Zombie on here somewhere.
Oh, man, I can't believe I'm not the one who thought of that. That's so... God, that's good.
So, yeah, listeners, if you're ever curious, this is just urbanfantasy.fandom.com. It's category series.
We know.
Can I just...
which sucks, I get it. This is also very funny.
Can I just say that, like, naming a character Dan anything and then giving them a ridiculous last name is, like, peak comedy to me.
Always funny.
Like...
Always hits.
Like, the character... This has been on my mind lately because I've been talking about Looney Tunes shorts with my friend. But there's the old, like, Looney Tunes short, Dover Boys of Pimento University, that I've talked about before, surely, where there's the bad guy is named Dan Backslide. just Dan Backslide.
Dan Backslide!
And I just, like, I think about him every day.
Oh no, there's a category... There's a category steampunk on here.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't. I just think that there's, sometimes steampunk also has magic in it, and the unfortunate thing about me is that I like steampunk.
I do like steampunk also. One of my favorite visual novel series is steampunk.
Oh, hell yeah, really?
Yeah, well...
Send that to me.
I don't know. It's an otome. It's a dating sim. It is very good, but you have to buy into the fact that if you you have to date all the boys. So if that's something you're into, I'll hook you up.
I mean, I'm willing to look into it.
Okay. The concept is really stupid, but the game makes you buy into the concept.
Fair.
And Van Helsing is there. Okay.
Hey, I love that. I just really viscerally remembered that I promised some Bellingham friends that I would throw an outing, throw a party where we watched Van Helsing. We got stoned and watched Van Helsing and City of Bones.
Oh, that old classic.
Then I was just thinking about the fact that it took me 4 seconds to recognize Sam West at the beginning of Van Helsing the last time I watched it. Dan Backslide. Oh, that's so funny.
Dan Backslide. Hark.
I love his goofy little shoes.
Oh, so good. The world is full of joy and wonder.
Please, everybody, just watch this short if you haven't ever watched it.
I'm gonna have to.
It's so fucking good. This is a brief tangent. My voice is low connecting, so apologies if I'm cutting in and out. But when my friend was over recently, we were talking specifically about this montage of people, this fan cam basically that somebody did of Mel Blanc just yelling really loudly in Looney Tunes shorts, and we were talking specifically about the crazy voices that he does, and there's just he voices Dan Backslide. And there's just some particularly choice delivery and animation choices made in this thing that just kind of need to be seen to be believed. So once again, I am recognizing, who's this now? Is this Dan Shambles?
That's Mr. Dresden.
Oh, hi, Harry.
Also,
Mr. Dresden
under
and his
subgenres, there's a photo of a
Dresden
book
himself.
that I own and have owned since high school and have never read. I'm like,
Aw.
I know that book. It's soulless. I think it's steampunk. I've never read it. Featured article, City of Heavenly Fire's the sixth and final book in the Mortal Instruments series. Finally, it's fucking over.
We're free.
Somebody
Finally,
made
we're free.
Dan Backslide in Elden Ring really quick.
Oh wait, hold on. Where is it?
I put him in there.
Let me see her.
This is
my
Dan
God.
Backslide.
Yeah, that's Dan
It's quite
Backslide.
good.
Oh no!
It's quite
That
good. It's very accurate.
Oh, that's Dan
It's
Backslide.
so good.
Oh
is
my
the
God.
thing.
All right, we've devolved into the gang Googles things.
Yeah,
which,
sorry, this is not
while
actually
I love
exciting.
being on a pod, I love googling things with my friends, or rather, DuckDuckGoing things with my friends. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yeah, you could. So here's things you can Google: urbanfantasy.fandom.com, Dan Backslide, Sandman Slim, apparently, because I have decided I'm gonna read one of these because his name is fucking Sandman Slim.
Yeah, no, report back. This sounds like fun as hell.
I think we've decided on how to describe urban fantasy, and we've decided that Buffy is the good one. Do we have any others?
You can also Google, it didn't come up, but you can also Google the last scene with Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting where he's saying romantic shit to Matt Damon. It doesn't have anything to do with this podcast. We've just mentioned Ben Affleck a lot today. You should watch the whole movie, but also that one clip specifically in case you want to be like, wow, I'm crazy and emotional, but not as crazy as these guys.
Yeah, I was talking about Ben Affleck and Dogma before we started, so...
Oh, that's why I was like, how the fuck did we get on this subject?
Yeah, he's crazy in that
Affleck,
movie.
A guy who I spend like zero time thinking about.
He is putting his full pussy into that role, and it's awesome.
I spend a non-zero amount of time thinking about Ben Affleck, I'll say that.
I usually think about him when he's on the television in front of me, or somebody else brings him up. And when that happens, I'm like, oh, Ben Affleck. I like that guy. And then I stop thinking about him.
Neutral feeling.
Sorry,
about
Ben.
him. I'm just like, he's fine.
Sorry, Mr. Affleck. I think about Matt Damon more than I think about you, which is not your fault.
You know what he's really good in?
What?
Dogma.
Shakespeare in Love.
Sorry, the Shakespeare in Love hater has logged on.
I still own that from
the best part of that movie.
DVD
that's not
exchange
the best part.
from a Christmas DVD thing many years ago, and I still haven't watched it.
He's good.
That would be a hell of a gift.
Just saying.
It absolutely could have been. Nobody should rely on my opinion of Shakespeare in Love. I am a hater and about it specifically for reasons passing understanding.
I mean, to be fair, every time I look at it, I think about you hating that movie, and then I think,
Oh no!
I mean, there's
I poisoned the well.
There's nothing about it that says you have to watch it to me. Even separately from you being a hater, I just look at it and think,
Legit.
It's fine. It's mostly just fine.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the urge to fucking watch the Dresden Files TV show is once again rising.
Oh god, that's how they get you.
It is how they get me.
The devil.
I'm not gonna have to spend any money on it. It's already on.
I know. We both already.
It's already on my shelf.
We're the two sole owners of a box set.
I hate to utter the phrase that's about to come out of my mouth. I think Dan Backslide is transition goals.
Hell yeah!
You're not wrong.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's almost 12 o'clock here, so I'm fully just Googling pictures of Dan Backslide.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to figure out if this wiki tells me the end of the series, because I don't want to read it, but I want to know what happens.
I will be remembering Dan Backslide next time one of my D&D characters needs a humorous
oh yeah,
alter
Dan
ego.
Backslide.
Quick, come up with a fake name. Dan
Dan
Backslide.
Backslide. So funny. Okay.
This is mesmerizing. Okay, it's I need to make dinner.
Yeah,
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters
needs to go to bed.
is an urban fantasy. We're looking at gifs of Dan Backslide. I don't know. I wish there was more good urban fantasy just overall. At least there's some good books.
Yeah, there's some good books. I think my thing about it is that I read a lot of it during
we have
a very
Constantine.
specific period in my life, and I don't know how much all of the stuff that I read would hold up, and I kind of don't want to find out.
That's fair. I re-listened to a bunch of the Dresden Files on like a non-zero basis. So
yeah.
I have a very strong affection for it, but I also listened to the Dresden Files when I was crazy, but for me, I just associate with my dad, so...
Oh, yeah. Makes perfect sense. I associate the Dresden Files with you. Like, that's when I think about the Dresden Files. I'm like, oh, this is a Maddie and Ezra thing.
Yeah.
So, that one I'm not worried about, because
No.
I don't think the affection's gonna go away. Some of the other books that I read,
That's
when it was,
fair.
like, right as I was starting to develop, like, discerning taste, but I wasn't quite there yet, and also I had a lot more free time to read, so I would just read things that weren't necessarily, like, gangbusters awesome, because I needed something to fucking read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to reread Rivers of London, is what I should do.
I wouldn't mind rereading Rivers of London. I feel like maybe the later books didn't go quite where I had hoped they were going to go.
Read the first one.
But the first handful are really fucking good, and I would really like to read them again. I wonder if those are available as audiobooks. I feel like they'd make good audiobooks.
I bet they are. That sounds like audio material. We can find out.
Yeah.
I bet it's available on Libby via your local
I love
library.
You, Libby. Support your local library.
Yeah, support your local theater and support your local library.
Go
your
see
local
Sinners.
libraries will give you DVDs even. My god, you could do both
They
at the same time.
absolutely will.
Go see Sinners.
Dang.
And don't watch the Dresden Files show.
Yeah, probably don't. Unless you have like an advanced degree in appreciating media, in which
Unless
case
you
do watch the
appreciate
Dresden Files and then come talk to us
Terrence
about it.
Mann or Paul Blackthorne, which you should.
Yeah, we're both, which you should, because they're both hot in that show. Oops.
And watch Dogma. It's free on YouTube.
Hell yeah. All right. Is that gonna do it for us?
I think
this
we're
evening?
done. Yeah.
All right.
Stupid
Well,
episode.
Get us out of here.
okay. Thanks for hanging out
Please.
with us here on Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come chat with us on the Infinity Break Discord. You can find it at bit.ly/I Infinity T Talks. You can also shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com if you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or a good urban fantasy movie to rec. Our Oscar-worthy music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find hanging out on our Discord or streaming on Thursdays at twitch.tv/InfinityBreakGaming. Our glorious Technicolor logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. If you enjoyed listening, please leave us a review on iTunes and share the show with your friends, your enemies, and your partners in crime. As always, thank you for listening. We'll see you at the movies.